everybody, I'm Chris Provost from Provost Park Fest, and we have the most amazing special guest ever. This is Kaitlyn Robrock. Now, you might not recognize her here, but I guarantee you recognize her voice.
Hello, everyone. So nice to see you. Oh, it's all right.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
I'm like kind of freaking out right now. We have the current voice of Minnie Mouse. She is with us today. We're gonna kind of walk around Disneyland and we're gonna talk about how she got the role, the current role of Minnie Mouse, how she was affiliated with Disneyland, because she's been here like, what, 17 years now?
Almost 18.
Almost 18 years. And you're gonna hear about the dream of how she worked from being a Disneyland cast member all the way up to becoming the voice of Minnie Mouse. First off, I have to give a huge thank you to Disney for allowing you to be able to come here and be on our show. It's so nice of you to be here. We met at FanX. We were at the FanX, and we started talking, and I started geeking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I love Disney. And she's like, yeah, I know you do. We're friends.
I do too. We're best friends forever.
And that's how we became friends. Now here's the thing, you've been working at Disneyland for almost 18 years, and you've been here as a cast member.
Yes, I was doing entertainment hosting, which is where our cast member friends who go out with our character friends help everyone be in a line, have cameras and autograph books ready, help our little ones be brave, sort of things like that.
Have you always wanted to be a voice actress? Because that's a whole different world of what voice acting versus working here at Disneyland Park.
It is, yes. I wanted to be a voice actor when I saw Aladdin and saw Robin Williams.
Oh my gosh.
Doing his thing. And I knew I wanted to be an actor in general the year before when I saw Robin in Hook.
Really?
So yeah, up till then, like, I don't know what I want to be. But then I saw him, like, okay, I know what I want to be.
So Robin Williams is a huge inspiration for you then.
Huge, yes.
Genie, one of the very best performances I've ever.
Bar none,
oh,
yeah.
It's amazing. In fact, one time we got to go on a little teeny tiny tour to the studio up in Burbank, and they showed us the microphone that Robin Williams was talking to. And I couldn't believe it. Almost tears kind of started to well in my eyes because it was so magical.
Is his spit still on it? How amazing.
I put it on my face. There's all kinds of questions. Everybody wants to know. Let's just get through these questions and let's just talk about it. How did you start to learn how to do the voice of Minnie Mouse?
Well, when I was working here, one of our positions is over in Town Square, where you're working with the characters, helping them come inside, especially when our parade starts performing. And that's kind of when everyone takes a little lunch.
Right.
So we were having lunch outside, the parade's coming in, we're enjoying a private viewing, and the section where Mickey and Minnie were ice skating way back in the day comes in, and I was so familiar with their scripted talk that Mickey says his line, and I just said this exact same line Minnie said when she came in, and it matched up, and my other coworker was eating lunch with me and was so surprised, like, you sound just like her. And I thought, do I now? I wonder if that could be something.
Do you remember the line?
Mickey, watch me twirl.
And she just spins on her little float.
So then did you go start practicing that? Or did you go home and start practicing the Minnie voice, get more and more, or how did that work?
As best I could, because this was about 2004, 2005, so there wasn't as much material on the internet to track down outside of cable. And when you're a poor college student, cable's the first thing to go.
Yeah, right.
So a lot of it really was working here and hearing the parade dialogue or hearing firework dialogue or maybe snippets on YouTube. Was YouTube even around then? I can't even remember. I'm an old lady. I don't remember nothing. But one of the biggest helps was my favorite show. One of my two favorite shows was Minnie's Fly Girls out in California Adventure.
Okay, yes.
Minnie's Fly Girls, charter airlines, the happiest flights on earth. And so Minnie was in that show, and she would sing "Come Fly With Me."
Come fly with me. Let's go somewhere fun. Maybe Mickey is up for a spin. Ooh.
So I would listen to the show, and I would host the show, and under my breath, I would just, okay, this is how she says it. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day. So it was just constantly practicing that show. And for the record, one of my other favorite shows is Disney Dance Crew. I loved that show so much, I don't care what anyone says.
Really?
Mickey came out in his fancy attire, and it was a tearaway costume that revealed a really cool tracksuit. And then they just were dance crews having a dance battle. Where else will you see Mickey moonwalk?
That's really true. So let's recap. I want you to follow the magic. Are you ready? Follow the magic. Okay, Kaitlyn became a cast member here at Disneyland. Not a voice actress at that time, a cast member. Then hearing Minnie Mouse's voice while working here, was able to perfect her voice. Then she went out and auditioned, and then you landed the role. Now, Minnie Mouse isn't the only character you do. You do other characters. She's voice actors for multiple shows. So what are some other characters that you do?
My first show ever was Mr. Pickles on Adult Swim, and which then transitioned to Mama Named Me Sheriff, and I'm Tommy Goodman on those shows.
Yes.
A little 6-year-old boy who owns the dog of questionable morals, we'll say. And then for Disney Channel, I'm on Amphibia.
Yeah.
It's Felicia Sandu. She's Ivy's mother, and she runs the tea shop in Amphibia. So come on down and sit for a spell. But remember, bring money. And we've got, a couple one-offs. Nanny Granny Goat on Doc McStuffins. She was a toy who got lost, but Doc helped her find her owner.
Well, you know who else was on Doc McStuffins? Jess Harnell.
Yes.
Yes.
A stuffy.
Yeah, and you and Jess are friends.
We are.
Now this is great because we had Jess Harnell on here at Pro Spark Pass because he did the voices for like
Brer Rabbit, Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, his voice is like everywhere. But she knows Jess because Jess has a rock band called Rock Sugar.
Yeah.
And you are a sugarhead.
I'm a sugarhead.
And so you met Jess.
Number one sugarhead.
You met Jess for going to all his concerts. So then eventually the worlds ended up crossing again because they're like, hey, I've seen you at your shows, your concerts, and we also are on the same show, Doc McStuffins.
Well, and Jess got me my first ever voiceover role.
Oh, did he really?
Oh, he did not tell you that?
No, he did not tell us. I love this.
Secret
Jess, you're naughty. You never told me.
I had met Jess through Rob Paulson, because Rob was the first voice actor I met at Comic-Con 20 years ago.
Now, Rob Paulson, he is on Animaniacs. He is Yakko of Animaniacs. Jess is Wacko. So
they're best friends for 3 decades now.
But the thing is, if you looked at the two of them, you would never, like Rob looks like, like your dad, somebody just to relax with.
A friendly accountant.
Yeah. Jess comes walking in. It's like 80s rock star, the long hair, like the bling. I mean, it's crazy to see those two of them together. But yeah, they're like way good buddies. Okay, so you.
Well, and he's never without a fancy suit of some fabric.
Never.
And of course, I saw his and Cara's wedding photo, and it's a white crocodile tuxedo suit.
Well, Jess's wife Cara is she's so pretty. It's intimidating, right? She's
gorgeous.
But then when you go talk to her, she's so nice. But she and Jess, they always have matching outfits, and it's not like walking around Disney with like a shirt that's like the same shirt. It's matching outfits of like.
It's Barbie and Ken.
Yeah. Okay, so Rob Paulson. Sorry, go back to Rob Paulson.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So I met Rob.
Yeah.
Through Rob, I met Jess.
Okay.
And then Jess at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and they were doing a panel for a Drawn Together reunion. And Drawn Together was a show on Comedy Central that Jess was on. And I watched it religiously during college. And they were having a reunion panel talking about the direct-to-DVD movie they were going to bring out. And then at the end, they say, we're going to have a contest. And the winner of the contest is going to be drawn into the movie. And everyone starts cheering.
Yeah.
And then Dave, the creator, says, and get a voice line in the movie. And I heard that. Like, did everyone hear that? Did anyone else hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to do my best to do this. And of course, they're picking the contestants by raising your hand.
Yeah.
So one cast member picks someone, another cast member picks someone, and my friend Diana's like, pick a chick! And it catches all their attention, and Jess sees me. It's like, it's me, you're Betty.
Yeah.
Nepotism, please. And
I see you at every concert.
It's me, you know me. And so he's like, yeah, get up here. Because he knew I wanted to do voiceover. So he's the most supportive person in my life, outside of my parents and my family. But we go up, we're going to be handcuffed to the creators and see how long you last.
So this is like a publicity stunt, but they really hadn't thought this through very far.
And it gets late in the evening.
Yes.
And I'm like, Jess, I have to go home. There's a shower and a bed and food and my family. But the thing is, this is a voice line in the role who knows where it could lead.
Yeah.
And when you aim for something like this, or any acting or entertainment, you got to take every opportunity.
Everything.
Even if it falls flat on its face, because you just never know.
Yeah.
So he was like, I got it. Ultimately, it ended up where I did the voice roles, and all contestants, all three of us, were drawn into the movie.
Oh, that's amazing. More importantly than being drawn, you got to do an actual line in that movie.
Yes, I went in. It was my first ever gig. I did 3 voices on it. I kept in touch with the creators. I still do to this day.
Yeah.
They brought me in for another pilot they had at Adult Swim. The people at Adult Swim heard me, passed me on to Mr. Pickles, and that's how I booked my first big show.
That's wonderful. Okay, so let's go back to this because there are people who are like, wait, you worked at Disneyland. When you auditioned for the voice of Minnie Mouse, you were a current cast member here.
Yes.
Going in for auditions. And then when you landed the role, what did you do? Did you immediately quit or did you try to juggle it or what did you do?
I juggled it for sure. Because Disneyland I wasn't ready to just leave cold turkey. It had been my life for so long. My friends were here, I lived down here. I juggled both all the way up until the pandemic closure. And then I just started doing voiceover full time from that point on.
What was the very first recording you did for Minnie Mouse for Disney?
Well, when I went into my very first gig, which I thought was a callback, the third callback, and I get there and it's the job.
You went back for your what you thought was a third callback.
Yeah, I misunderstood.
And you're getting there and they're like, we're recording
Sign
lines.
your paperwork.
Yeah.
Head on in. There's 15 people in that room instead of the 3 or 4 you usually have.
Yeah. Was that good because you didn't get a chance to get nervous, or were you like,
yes,
what is going on?
There's no chance to panic or get nervous. Just go in and do your job.
Do your job.
Do what you do best.
And what were you recording for at that point?
We had 2 little promos for Disney Junior of little claymation holiday interstitials, and then I believe we also did the Walt Disney World Christmas fireworks, Minnie's Christmas time fireworks that came out that year. So that one was my first theme part.
I just have to, can you imagine that you're auditioning, and you go back, what you think is a callback, you get there, you're like, I can do this.
Centered, we're ready.
We're ready to go. And they're like, oh, you got the job. And go in here, sign the contract because you're recording right now.
And then you go in and just there's nothing to it but to do it.
Yeah.
And then on the drive home, I'm like, whoa, that was... I'm gonna call my mom.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, Thumbnail Dave with Provost Park Pass, and if you don't know, I designed the merchandise, including this new design. It's a Provost Park Pass Pirate Pun t-shirt. There's actually 2 different designs with 2 different puns, some of Chris's favorites. So I don't know how long we're gonna keep them up there because we gotta put new designs out. We still have some of our other merch available. Be sure, go check it out and buy it before it's gone.
Now, do you remember the very first time you heard your voice as Minnie Mouse?
Yes, the 2 little interstitials had come out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then the Minnie's Christmas time fireworks started in Disney World, and I saw I absolutely looked for YouTube videos.
Oh, of course. I remember the first time I heard you do Minnie Mouse. It was at Salt Lake's FanX.
Yes.
And they had a big panel. There's all the voice actors up on the stage, and you were up there. Rob Paulson, I think.
Rob and Jess.
Jess were up there.
Maurice LaMarche.
Yeah, Maurice LaMarche, Jim Cummings. They were all up there, right? And then you got there, because everybody's talking. All of a sudden, you came out and you did your Minnie Mouse voice, and the audience just went. It was a hush. It was like. Then all of a sudden, you hear everybody like, "Oh my gosh!" People were like, "Oh my gosh!" It was like you could just feel it. It was like a wave go over the whole audience. It was like 5,000 people, and when
no one knew who I was.
Yeah.
I was just kind of tossed in at the last minute. So you're up with the big boys.
All of a sudden, when you start talking, the audience went bananas. It was such an electric moment, and I'll never forget it ever. And that was the very first time I ever heard you do Minnie Mouse, and it was very magical. Is there any part that's really difficult to do? Is there a laugh hard to do, or?
The laughs are fun. Sometimes the tricky part is if I go a little too high.
Yeah.
Sometimes our microphones won't pick it up. I'm a soprano. You wouldn't know it, but I am. And. So sometimes, we don't want her to get too high where it might be a little squeaky beyond a natural mouse squeak, but she's got that soft breathiness we want to keep with it. She's sassy, she's flirty, she's cute.
When you were getting ready to go in, do a voice recording, let's just walk people, because they don't know. Most people don't have this amazing opportunity to be a voice actor or actress. So do they give you the script and time, and are you home? This is how I picture it. I picture myself in the bathroom mirror, reading it over and over and over, and then getting...
That's cute. That's very cute.
Okay, maybe not that.
Not exactly that.
Okay.
We often get our scripts before the session.
Yeah.
I do read through the script at least once, maybe twice, to get a basic idea, so I'm not going in completely cold.
Yeah.
But I don't practice the lines right then and
really?
there, because if I practice the lines too much, I might get stuck in a rhythm.
Becomes too canned.
Or here's how I plan to say it. And if you plan everything out like that, it won't be organic. And sometimes your other actors have come in to record their lines, and you want to make sure it sounds like an organic in-person dialogue, but we record separately.
Yeah.
They don't record ensemble as often as they used to. They did for Thundercats Roar. I was on that show for 9 episodes, and every record I went into was ensemble.
Was that fun?
It was so much fun.
I've heard every voice actor says they love it when they can do it as an ensemble
Yes,
cast.
you feed off each other.
Yeah. So most people don't know that. Like the voice actors and actresses, they record all their lines, the reactions, just by themselves in a booth. And then the person who had a conversation, they come in maybe a day or two later. So they're not actually reacting with each other. And so that makes it kind of special.
It does.
Have you always been a fan of Disney?
Oh yeah.
So how did your love of Disney start?
Mom and Dad brought me here to Disneyland twice a year since I was 2. So we would come sometime during spring break, and then we would come on Thanksgiving Day, which back then, in the 90s and the late 80s, no one was here.
That's what my family did. We were probably here at the same time. My family would come on Thanksgiving, and like I said, nobody was here on Thanksgiving. Nobody was here, and it was like the secret. And every year we'd come out here on Thanksgiving as a family, and I treasure those memories.
Yeah.
I cherish them. It was awesome.
So well, please go. It's monster. Welcome aboard, everyone.
I don't know if you know this. This is Kaitlyn. She's the voice of Minnie Mouse.
Hello.
So, yes.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us. Flora is the best fairy. She's the one who did all the work. You know this, right? She changed that sword to be stabbable for a dragon. She changed flaming arrows into flowers. She changed lava to water. The girl did it all.
Okay, what are your favorite lines to say as Minnie Mouse?
Oh goodness,
Remember, we love you. Mwah! Hello, everyone. Oh, it's such a wonderful day. Mickey, is that for me? Oh, you're so sweet.
and then she gets a diamond necklace or something thereof.
I love it. I love it. It's very true. It's very true. Oh, by the way, Diana, did you know we're coming up to Agrabah, right?
We are coming up to Agrabah.
Did you hear about Princess Jasmine last night?
What happened?
Oh, she tried to get into an all-boys club, but she wasn't allowed in.
Oh, really?
Isn't that bad?
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
Oh, really bad. There's even more where that comes from. There's even more.
Oh, how
Okay. So, how often do you go in to record Minnie Mouse's voice?
We have projects for Minnie anywhere from 1 to 4 times a week. It just depends what's coming around, what's happening, what she needs to do. At one point we had 3 TV shows, the brand new parks, the new cruise line, toys, just all sorts of things. So Minnie is always in demand.
Okay, I have something to ask you real quickly. We're coming up to Cinderella's castle. You know how they had the 50th anniversary down at Walt Disney World?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about the brand new 50th anniversary doll they have for Cinderella?
No.
Yeah, she's a dolphin. She loses her glass flipper.
But I really want a 50th Cinderella doll because we had our 60th Diamond Aurora doll.
You did.
For,
So sorry.
as you can see, Cinderella is my favorite princess. So that hurts me on a personal level.
Do you know, why doesn't Cinderella play soccer?
Something ran away from the ball.
Well, no, her coach is a pumpkin.
Oh, gross.
Quick, before the ride ends, the
Oh,
attraction
already?
is. We're going so fast. Okay, ready? What is your favorite attraction here in Disneyland?
Big Thunder Mountain.
Wow, that was like favorite treat.
Favorite treat, churro.
What is your favorite boat ride?
Storybook Land! And also Mark Twain.
Oh, and Mark Twain.
Yeah,
If you had to choose two, we're gonna go both of them there.
Storybook Land.
Okay, not pirates? What did your...
Pirates got me wet, and I've never forgiven it.
It's gotten really crazy now. It's like the explosions. By the way, do you know how much it costs a pirate to get their ear pierced?
I know, but I will not say.
A buccaneer.
A buccaneer.
Jinx, don't block
What's
it.
a pirate's favorite letter?
You would think it's R. No, you think it's C.
You think it'd be R, but 'tis the C.
Wait, can we get Minnie Mouse to say buccaneer?
Buccaneer.
What's your favorite restaurant to eat at? You just come in and just relax.
Storyteller's Cafe.
Oh, classic. Classic. And when you hear the voice of Minnie Mouse over the speakers, does it make you smile every time?
It does. It does. Whether it's Ruthie or myself, as long as other people are happy, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference?
I can because it's my own voice, but every so often I may say something that it's like, it sounds like Ruthie, you're doing great. And that is kind of part of the change where Ruthie is perfection. And what I'm giving to Minnie, I want it to be still within that character, integrity, that same magic, but maybe a little bit of Kaitlyn flair here and there.
Yeah.
That might have been different. As long as it's still the poor Minnie that everyone knows and loves, I'm doing my job right.
Awesome.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Oh, how romantic!
Oh, Dinah, did you hear? We just
No
passed.
more puns.
Oh, it's another one. We just passed Little Mermaid, Ariel. What does she put on her toast? Marmalade.
I'd like to leave the boat now.
This is so fun for me. You're gonna love this. Let's do a voice challenge. I'll give you a voice. I'll tell you something and see if you can do it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
A baby. An old lady.
Is that my cataracts failing me, or is that my grandson? Come over here, sweetheart. Oh, wash your hands, boy, and get off my lawn.
Tuscan Raider.
Okay, there you go. There's my...
Oh my gosh. Demo reel. Bam. And that's the voice.
Fuck me.
Oh my gosh. You guys, it's been so fun to have you here. You're just a delight. Now, if you would like to follow Kaitlyn, you can follow her on Instagram or Twitter. You want to tell them where they can find you?
Twitter is @Kaitlyn Robrock, and then Instagram is @KRobrock. I probably should have had it linear across the board, but I didn't.
You guys, make sure you are following her on Instagram and Twitter. It's fun. And you guys, this is a dream. This is a dream. So I just want to say thank you so much for spending time with us.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having me.
You bet. And thank you to Disney for allowing her to come here. You guys are the best.
We love you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the holidays at Disneyland. Remember, I love you.